See, I don't even know why people act like that movie is going to be good. I mean, Huntress doesn't even look like Huntress. She looks like she stole something from a gym teacher. Dinah looks crazy. I mean, let's be real. Green Arrow and the Canaries looks better than Birds of Prey any day. I said it. Oh, and by the way, I'm back. Hey everybody, I almost said it's your boy. It's the House of Darkness here. Welcome to a new episode of Real Talk. Now, I know for those, okay, I'm doing two things here. I'm doing two types of recordings happening here. I'm looking at a camera right now because I'm planning on bringing my YouTube life back. But for those who are not accustomed to my YouTube channel and listen to my podcast, this is for you guys on my podcast on Anchor FM. For those who don't know, shameless plug. So, for those who are wondering, why am I going back to doing videos on YouTube? I feel like I haven't. It's an interesting dynamic. I feel like at one point I plateaued in a sense when I started doing videos, because I did like a bunch of videos for like a good couple of years, and then I was like, I need to do something else. And then when Ian from the Stuff Podcast show started doing his podcast, and he said something to me about it, I was like, I'll give it a shot. And then I started just living it up. I did Jive Talk, I did Real Talk. Is It Worse Than Catwoman? Which, by the way, Is It Worse Than Catwoman didn't do as well as I hoped. Even though there are plenty of movies that are not worse than Catwoman, except for like, I think one that I talked about. But definitely I started doing Darkner Minute on my podcast, and that's doing well. But I feel like I'm not expanding myself anymore. And so, not that I plateaued doing podcasts, because I still love recording, and I'm doing it now. For those who are listening, thank you for your support, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, all of it. But I felt like I needed to get tapped back into my other stuff. And since some of my health issues have put me here stuck at the house, I do a lot more recording and stuff like that. And so I thought, let's get back to this. Can I get this back to where I want it to be again? So, let's give it a shot. How about it? You want to see my stupid big face making a bunch of noise and all kind of faces and doing stuff? Let's go for it. Why not? Why not? No, all you have to do at this point is just walk away. That's all you have to do. And for those who still like to listen to my podcast, I got you. For y'all, you guys don't see it, but my mic's like right here. So if I come down like this and start doing like this, looking crazy, it's because I'm deep into my mic. So, but that's at this point, that is the plan right now, is to do both. You know, and in all honesty, like, recording a video was kind of hard. Not that it was difficult, because editing is not 100% that hard. All I gotta do is just, put a clip in here, if I can put in a clip, maybe a picture off to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe my intro, which I've changed because algorithms and YouTube and stuff, and if that's not your song, you're not making money off of it. But the problem with recording a video, you kind of have to look presentable. If you know what, for anyone who records videos, you know what I mean? You can't if you want to, you can get on a video and look homeless if you want, and I'm sure people will still watch your jams. But for me, I feel like I gotta shower, I gotta look like I brushed my teeth, I gotta put on some lotion, because I can't be getting on this video being ashy. I gotta do this. Like, I don't know why I do that with my eyebrows, because I don't get anything done to my eyebrows other than clean. But the point is that when you do a video, there's a little bit extra production. Not that I do a lot of production, but there is a little bit more production. Like, I have lights now that I have. You guys don't see them because they're kind of off doing that. So there is some lighting more now, and I try to make everything look presentable back here. Like all my Funko Pops and my figures and stuff. And I'm planning on putting a little more up here just to show off more of my nerdom and less dust. You know what I mean? So there's a dance. There's a dance that's involved for recording a video versus recording a podcast, to where you just show up. I could be in my underwear, I could be in a dirty t-shirt, I could have not brushed my teeth for like 6 hours, and it could be 2 in the afternoon, 6 in the evening, 3 in the morning. You might be able to tell if I've been recording 3 in the morning, because there's a level of energy I do and don't have, because I've done it before. It'd be like 2 in the morning I've recorded something. And you can tell. But for the most part, when you record a podcast, nobody knows what you look like. It's all about what you sound like. Okay, I mean, am I wrong? In all honesty, sometimes you can tell if someone's not doing good by the sound of their voice. But for the most part, you can't tell. So that's why I started doing podcasts for like the last year and a half. That's a year and a half. Record over 100 episodes. And for those who want to check me out, I'm House of Darkner. I do real talk, jive stuff. It's on Anchor FM under House of Darkner. I'm there. So anyways, I'm plugging again. I know it's my channel. I'm allowed to plug me. So anyways, so I decided let's get back into it. Why not? Let's get recording, dual wielding recording. Podcasts, YouTube video. Let's do it. I'm already sitting here recording as it is, so I might as well record video while I'm also recording my podcast. It works. It's because there are video podcasts that are out there, so it would make sense if there's a regular recorded audio. So I decided I'd just do both. Why not? It doesn't hurt. What is the word? 2 birds with 1 stone, or phrase? Excuse me. So let's do that. So I got decided to watch. So when did it come out? What is the official release date of this movie? May of last year. So May of last year, the Aladdin live action film came out. I didn't go see it. Because I was excited, but not excited, but was excited, but not excited, and I think something else was coming out around the same time. Maybe it was Endgame or whatever it was, because I think Endgame was around that time. Usually before or after or something like that, and I committed to something else. And I was like, I'll see it eventually, and I did. So for those who don't know, I own Disney. I talked about Disney Plus. I talked about owning Disney Plus. So I own Disney Plus. And I saw that it came on. They released it like a week ago or something like that. I'm like, let's sit down. I had surgery last week, so I'm sitting there on a recliner in bandages, and I'm like flipping through stuff on Netflix. I'm like, you know what? Aladdin's out on Disney Plus. Let's give it a go. So I'm trying to. What's the best? Let's start out with. I guess let's put it like this. Let's start out with shout outs to Will Smith. Will Smith, I will say, killed it as Genie. He did. I personally think he did. A lot of my laughing moments were because of him. Let's be real. They were because of him, and I feel like as fans of the original, you came in here waiting to see how he does as Genie. I feel like that's your main goal. You're not even worried about nobody else. You're not worried about Aladdin. You're not worried about Jasmine. I mean, unless you are worried about Jasmine. You're not worried about Jafar, whether Iago sounds like Gilbert Gottfried. You're not even worried about any of that stuff. You're focused on whether or not Will Smith can be Genie. And he was. His Genie. And I think that's the important part people need to remember, is that it's his Genie, not Robin Williams' Genie, not the guy who was in Return of Jafar. I don't even remember who that guy was, but his Genie. They rearranged a lot of the music that he did. Like he sung Arabian Nights at the beginning, and they changed the arrangement for that. When he did Friend Like Me, they changed the arrangement of that for Will. When they did Prince Ali, they changed the arrangement. They changed the arrangement for a lot of the songs. Some of them good, some of them, to me personally, not so great. but I feel like Will did it. Will did it. He became Genie, and I think they did a good job. I think he did a good job of making it his own character, and not in a way to where it was still respectful to Robin Williams, who will always be Genie, but at the same time he made it clear, hey, here's my Genie, and I feel like he did a great job doing that. Let's get to the rest of it. So, what is his name? Mena Massoud. He played Aladdin. Here's my problem with that boy. He looked like Aladdin. He's fine. He's dry. He's dry. He's a little dry. And I think his best moments in the movie were when he was playing off of somebody, like when he was playing off of Genie, when he was interacting with Jasmine. Because there was those moments when he had with Jasmine. There was the awkward moments he had with Jasmine, and then there was like Mr. Sexy Boy moments he had with Jasmine. And I feel like he did good on those aspects of it. He did those parts very well. But I think as Aladdin as a whole, he gets a solid C minus. C plus. We'll C plus him on being Aladdin. I felt like he was dry. He was dry toast. Ever had dry toast? We're not talking about like cinnamon toast. We're not talking about like, what is it called, avocado toast. We're not talking about some, you put some butter or some Nutella or some jams or some preservatives, or unless you're like me, you like that peanut butter and syrup and bananas. No, just me. It's just me? Okay, all right. But the point is, he wasn't any of those. Or what's the one where you put the egg in the center? I know it's like a, is it a British delicacy? I can't remember. But they put the egg in the center of the toast. And I've done it with a bagel. Me and my buddy Ryan, we took egg and put it on a bagel and toasted it with cheese. It was good. Point is, he's none of those. He's not even the bagel. He's dry to me. And I feel like he only played well when he was with somebody. Like, cause it made him have to step up. Cause you're standing next to Will Smith. This is Will Smith, you know what I mean? He's right there. And so you have to, like, Will Smith in his own right is a legend. You know what I mean? He in his own right. So you standing next to this man, you gotta step it up. You can't sit there and dry toast it. So I feel like whenever he played with, when he's with somebody, like, and then there's Naomi Scott. Naomi Scott, and she's been acting for a while, and she has her own like stuff in her own right. She was she was Kimberly in the Power Rangers movie. I will still hold her to that. She's still my favorite, one of my favorite Power Rangers. So you kind of like you have to step it up to not to outshine, but to keep up with them. And I feel like in those moments he did well because he had no choice. He was gonna be left behind if he didn't. But like in a lot of the moments where it was just him, I didn't think he did a good job. I think he was just a lot of the time. And so and it hurt it. It hurt a little bit because Aladdin was supposed to be super charming, charismatic, big heart character who just was in a bad situation. You know what I mean? His parents are no longer in his life. He literally was homeless. He was poor. He was forced to like steal to survive, and his best friend at that moment in time was a monkey. And I feel like what is his name? Mena did not. I'm looking at the cast name right here on my PC. My PC's off to my right, so when I do that, I'm looking at like information on my PC. But I feel like he didn't give me Aladdin, especially because here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie when I tell you this. I'm going to base my critique on Aladdin based on the old 90s Aladdin, the animated. It's just, you can't. I'm looking for the year. I couldn't find the year. It was like 92, I think. I have to look it up again. But it was the 90s Aladdin. So, but my point is that I'm always going to look at that as my standard for how this Aladdin is supposed to like live up to that. And I'm going to, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that the entire time I review this. And it's my right because Aladdin was a great movie. I think that's one of the Disney films I watched a lot as a kid. And so, so when they decided they're going to redo this one, you better. And that's why everyone's like, oh, that's why everybody was like up in arms about, oh, who's going to be Genie? Someone's going to be Genie. If everyone's going to be, and then you have other people I know, when I talk to them, they're like, oh, they shouldn't do a video on it out. Then why are they redoing it anyways? The best movie is the original. You can't remake greatness, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And they're not wrong. Robin Williams, set the standard. He really did. So, I don't blame them. I don't blame people for looking at the original Aladdin, the animated film, because there's been many Aladdins even before the one that came out in the 90s. and look at that as the standard. That's fine. So I'm kind of doing that too. But yeah, like I said, Will, he's above and beyond. Did his job. He did great. I even said, I was talking to one of my other friends. I said phenomenal. Men on aside for Aladdin. Like I said, it's like it was a when he was dealing with when he was playing off of other people. I think he did well. When he was soloing and it was just kind of these moments where he had chances to like show his moments, I don't think he delivered. Naomi Scott, I think Naomi Scott's fine. I think she did a fine Jasmine. Here's my only problem with Jasmine. No, it's my only problem with Jasmine. Let me put Jasmine over here for the moment, because I feel like that's a touchy subject, because for obvious reasons. I'm trying to dance. Not dance around it, but I'm trying to touch it without getting into it, because I don't want to. But part of it is because I think Jasmine was a fantastic character originally, and so I like, once again, I hold that character to a standard as well, and so I want Naomi Scott to do Jasmine justice, and I feel like I'll get to that. So Marwan Kenzari played Jafar. He was okay. I'm just gonna say it right now. He was okay. I feel like he wasn't sociopath enough. Like, he didn't want it bad. I felt like he should have been like, foaming at the mouth, kind of like, I want that power, shaking, like he was like, in the movie, he hated being second. They made it clear that he didn't like being second and not having power to make certain decisions. But I feel like he wasn't hungry enough. His character didn't feel like, you're like, well, David, he just went and he was sending homeless people into the Cave of Wonders to get this lamp so this genie could give him power. That seems hungry to me. Yeah, and you're right. It is. In its own right, that is very hungry, because you didn't earn. He probably did earn his position, kind of. He did have the staff, which probably helped him to get into that position. And I think part of the reason why he couldn't get further because Jasmine was in the way. So which is good, because it saved a lot of issues. And that also goes to show for Jasmine's character that she ain't putting up with no crap. She's like, no. And so I can see that. But I just feel like when you go look at Jafar in the animated, that brother was bloodthirsty. He was bloodthirsty. And I feel like in this one, they tried to give him... They tried to common ground him with Aladdin, and I didn't like that. And I get it. It was cool for a minute, but I was like, no, he feels above and beyond people. So I feel like they didn't, and like I feel like he in his mind, Jafar was like, he deserved this position. He was chosen for this position, and they didn't focus on that. And he should have been Thanos in this, and you know what I mean? In this, it was his God-given right to have this power, and no one else should be able to question it. Now I'm going to stab all the people that will say, differently. You know what I mean? And so he was willing to stab people. He was trying to stab Aladdin after that lamp showed up. So the point is, I'm just saying, like, I feel like he wasn't bloodthirsty. Now, yeah, I know it's a Disney film, but like, if you go back and like the animated, brother was willing to stab folks. You know what I mean? He was putting folks in chains. He was letting his bird, like, he literally asphyxiate Sultan with crackers. He was just like, this boy was like committed to, like, I'm taking all the power in the world. I don't care who's in my way. I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm doing it. That's what he did. So I feel like that should have come across a little more. He was still willing to kill. They did show that in the movie, but I feel like he wasn't sociopath enough. Nasim Pedrad. This isn't her fault. I have no problem with her. So they added a new character. Technically they added a couple of new characters, but they added a new character into the movie. Her name was Dahlia. Now, for those who are big fans of Aladdin, the original Aladdins, the ones that came out in the 60s and 70s, if she existed in those films, let me know. Because I vaguely remember watching one earlier Aladdin movie. It was a live action. It was a long time ago. It was before the Disney one came out. It was a long time ago. Genie was this giant buff black guy. He was scary. He was terrifying. And I remember watching that one. That was interesting. It was years ago. But Dahlia was not in the animated. And I know why they did it. For two reasons. They did it for two reasons. They needed a human for Jasmine to bounce things off of. You know what I mean? Because if you go and look at the Disney animated one, she had Raja, was her giant tiger. Which to me personally, I'm okay with that. But they had to add more human element to this movie. There's always got to be human elements to movies that don't need it. And part of the reason why, spoilers for anybody, she had to be a love interest for Genie. Why? I don't know. It's not the worst thing about this movie. I just felt like it was not necessary. But she was fine. She's fine. She doesn't make or break the film. So that's why I thought it was just interesting that they added. I remember watching because I remember when they were first, doing stuff about the movie and they were showing screenshots and here's a new character to the Aladdin film, Dahlia. I'm like, who in the? And to be fair, Jasmine is a princess, so she should get a handmaiden or handmaidens. So for Dahlia to be there and be the handmaiden of the princess, to be fair, makes sense. So I can't be mad at that. And like I said, she wasn't bad. She didn't hurt the movie, but her presence literally did nothing for the story other than just add buffer or fluff. So I'm not mad at her. She's fine. She's fine. Let's focus. Like Hakeem was like the head of the guard. He's fine. I'm not gonna mess with him. So I'm looking at my phone. He's fine. I'm not. So I'm gonna leave him alone. Let's get to Jasmine. Now, Jasmine in this movie, for the most part, doesn't bug me. My only problem with Jasmine is they tried to redesign her strength and her independence, and it came off try-hard to me, personally. Like, if you go back to the earlier Aladdin movie, she didn't give a care. Like, if you go back and decide, if you guys hear that's my phone, someone's calling me, and I don't recognize the number, so I ain't picking it up. So how many people? Here's the thing. I always find it interesting when people pick up like numbers from people that they don't know, and then they're surprised it's like a telemarketer or a bill collector or some random guy who's like, hey, is Jamal there? This is Linda. Is Jamal there? And like, it's like, why'd you pick it up if you didn't recognize the number? So I've been like that for years, and especially if they're unknown. If y'all pick up a number and it comes up on your phone, it's unknown. You're asking for a world of hurt or to be scammed or into something. Don't do that. Protect yourself. Don't do that. Anyways, go back to what I was saying. So, Jasmine in the old movie, in the 90s one, was very clear that she was a strong, independent woman. She knew what she wanted, how she wanted it, when she wanted it. No one's gonna tell her different. Watch your mouth. Redman said, I'll slap you. That's how she was. She had her tiger bite somebody's butt. She don't give a care. You know what I mean? She don't care. She gonna do what she want. She gonna do what she want. And one of her biggest moments in the movie was when Aladdin showed up as Prince Ali and him and Jafar were butting heads about it, and she made it very clear, I am not an object. And when she said, yeah, you saw me at the neck thing, yeah, you can't come over here and tell me, you can't treat me like I'm a piece of furniture. So she was So she literally, the phrase was, I'm not a prize to be won. I'm not a prize. And she yelled it, she made it clear, and she stomped out of it. Like, this is not how this is supposed to be. That didn't exist in the movie. There was a moment in the movie where there was an awkward, thing with Aladdin. He treated her like he's all, I'm here to buy your face. It was weird. It was leading to that, but we never got we never got to I'm dipping because you're stupid kind of thing. She was like, I guess I'm going to go look for some bread, and she dipped. But she didn't go like, you think that's how this is? Well, I'm going to tell you what's up. She didn't do that. And I feel like I don't know why they didn't do that. Because the whole point of Jasmine is to make it clear, you don't have the right to tell me how I'm supposed to feel, who I'm supposed to choose, and all that kind of stuff. She's making it clear, I get to choose my life and how it's going to be. And I feel like they tried to redesign it in a way to where it was like, and I don't want to, I feel like I've been trying to not use this phrase, but I feel like they 2019 Jasmine, and they shouldn't have. She was good the way she was. She was strong. She made it very clear how she felt. She made it clear where she stood. It was unnecessary to try to redesign her into a more updated version when it didn't need to. It didn't need to. She was good the way she was. You should have stuck to what worked. And I feel like there was a moment in the movie where her strength should have happened in character, not in song. There's a scene, and I'm not going to spoil the scene for you, where she all of a sudden just breaks into song. And to me, it was so inappropriate. To me personally, because I feel like that lessened her strength. I felt like in that moment, it should have been, she should have flexed, and then because they showed her power in words and her ability to be a leader, and in the moment, and I felt like that should have been done without the song. The song cheapened it. And it kind of bummed me out because it was like, it's very clear she's supposed to be this, because in the movie she's making it very clear that she can rule the kingdom without a man. She's princess, so it makes sense. She's been there all her life. She's part of the royal family. She should be able to rule that place without anybody else. Makes sense. But I feel like they didn't give her the moment that she needed to prove that she was a good leader. When they cheapened it by making it seem like she was being a tryhard with the song. And the song didn't punch you in the mouth. Because in this one, they gave her 2 moments where she had solos. And I feel like the first one I'm fine with. I feel like the second one was not appropriate to the moment. And it didn't. And if they're going to, it should have been right and punch you right in the mouth. You'd be like, oh snap, she about to take some stuff. She's about to throw down, knock down pyramids, punch people in the face, stab somebody, make a martini. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It should have been that. That moment where she's about to start running house. She's gonna kick somebody in the teeth. Somebody's beard is being ripped right off, and she didn't. And it just bummed me out. Not that she didn't. The moment was not good. I feel like it could have been good without the song. The song didn't help it. I felt like the song didn't complement what the stand she was trying to make. And I just sat there watching that whole scene when she did the song, went. And that's what it looked like. I know for those who are not seeing the video, that's the sound. Quiet. Just quiet, like, wow, they did that. And I know what they were trying to do, but they failed. I feel like if the moment would have been better without it, and just made her represent herself the way she wanted to in that moment, and be the strong leader that she knew that she was meant to be in that moment without the song. I feel the song messed with it. Made her, like I said, it made her seem like a tryhard. And they didn't have to. I feel like they didn't have to reinvent the wheel when it came to Jasmine. She was already clearly established, strong, independent woman. They didn't need to redo it. They didn't need to redo it. You messed up. You messed up. Anyways, sorry. Sorry. It bugged me. And we didn't get the ending I wanted. I think there was a nice little, they did a little play on Genie and Dahlia and stuff that you kind of, when it happened, you're like, oh, I see what they did. And that's cute. And it worked. It worked for what it was. But I think Aladdin 2019, it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. But I've always had a bit of an issue with a lot of the live action stuff that Disney's doing of all their animated projects. I think, it's just, I feel like they're, let me clarify. I'm putting myself in a bad situation because one of my biggest issues I had with Lion King when it came out was that they didn't expand an idea enough. And they just frame by frame made the same movie, frame by frame. Circle of Life, and then they cheapened some of the moments. Like to be prepared was just trash. It was trash, and I just feel like they didn't expand that much on it. And this one, I feel like they try to go too hard. Of trying to reimagine, they rewrote a bunch of stuff and they combined certain scenes, and I'm not mad at them for that because I wanted them to have a reimagining of Aladdin, but at the same time not mess with what works. You know what I mean? So it is a balancing act. And Guy Ritchie is a very good director and stuff like that, so don't get me wrong. But I feel like there was a weird balancing, and in certain moments it hurt the movie, and other moments it's like, yeah, I like that. Like there's a whole dance sequence that happens in the movie. I think it was really cool. You know what I mean? So so don't get me wrong. There's stuff in there I think works. There's a scene when Aladdin breaks in, he sneaks into the palace. That works, you know what I mean? It works, and the moment it works, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, and there's other moments I feel like they forced it or they went too fast to get to it, and it kind of messed with the movie and messed with the dynamic that I know the movie can have based on how it existed in the previous film. So, with that in mind, House of Darkness of Real Talk, we're talking about Aladdin 2019. I give this movie a 6. I want to say 6.5 to 7. The reason why I say it is because it's not, like I said, it's not a bad movie. Not in any means of the form. I feel like they tried their hardest to try to give you a reimagining of the movie without taking away a lot of their key elements of it, like the iconic stuff. But at the same time, I feel like they gave genies more layers, they gave Jasmine more layers, but they left Aladdin. They left him there to be plain, and I feel that messed up a little bit, just a little bit. They tried to, but they didn't, and it led more to being about Jasmine and then more to being about Genie, and Aladdin was just there because he just happened to be the person who got the lamp and met Jasmine. You know what I mean? It felt like that. And I felt like it was more about those characters, and in all honesty, I felt in a lot of moments it was more about Jasmine than anybody, which is not bad because she is one of the main characters of the movie. Because when you think about it, the movie is about perspective. From different perspectives, people think that people's lives aren't that bad. Like from Aladdin's the way he's looking at it, being a princess isn't that bad. You get all this money, you never go hungry, you have a place to live, you get all the freedom to do whatever you want. But Jasmine's like, no, it's not that great. They tell you what to do, who to marry, how to do stuff. I can't go outside. It's kind of rough. And then you look at from her perspective, she goes, well, man, it must be great to be you. You get to go out in the city, you get to do whatever you want, and you can do however you think. And he's like, it kind of sucks because people look at me and they treat me like crap because I don't have money. I have, jacked up clothes, and I have a monkey as a best friend. You know what I mean? So, and then you look at Genie, and it's like, wow, you have all this power. You must be able to do whatever you want. And Genie's like, no, man, I'm stuck, bound as a genie to the laws of what it takes to be a genie. I don't get to make my own decisions. I have to listen to other people, and then when I'm done with their wishes, I'm back in the lamp, stuck there for X amount of years until somebody finds me again, and I just give them what they want. I never get to live my life. I have no independence. So you get to see that, and that stuff still exists in the movie where it's everyone thinks it's always the grass is always greener on the other side, and actually it's just as bad, if not the same, in their situation. So it still teaches that. You know what I mean? It's not black and white. There's always that gray area when it comes to how people's lives are, and even and about the whole concept or the idea that it's not about it's not about the outside. It's about the inside that matters. And I feel like they kept pushing that, which is the story about it. They did it in the 90s one, and like they did it in this one, because Aladdin was living up like, hey man, these are nice clothes, and Genie's like, look bruh, that's true, but I didn't remake you. I just gave you new clothes and make you look cool. It's about who you are on the inside. And so it was a lot about that. There was that, and the fact that Jasmine was not impressed by the outer appearance. It's about you as a person, the personality, the person of the heart. That stuff still exists in the movie, and that's why. And I was telling one of my friends, it's like that's why I'm at a crossroads, because there's some stuff. The lessons are still there. There's elements that are still there, but there's these other moments where I'm like, I'm not happy with. Genie's still Genie. Even if they're two different types of genies, they're still Genie. You know what I mean? So there's a lot. There's a tumble with it. So that's why I'm like 6.5 to a hard 7. That's where I'm sitting with this movie right now. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys feel about the new current Aladdin, and let me know, do you like the live action? Because Mulan's coming out this year, I believe. Yeah, I feel it's coming out here. So that's the newest current live action remake of the anime, and this one apparently is more historically accurate. So you're not gonna get Mushu, there's not all that crazy singing about man. So you're not getting any of that. So if you're excited for that, let me know about that. But let me know if you like. What is your current favorite live action remake of a Disney classic? Because I heard they just confirmed, because they just did Lady and a Tramp. That's on Disney Plus. I just read online that they confirmed they're doing a Pinocchio. And so let me know what you think. Let me know. Like I said, Mulan's coming out soon. So which one? Like me personally, right now, I'm gonna say right now, if I was gonna, of all the current live action remakes of Disney classics that they've done, I will honestly have to say Beauty and the Beast is the one that hits me the most. Hits me right in the chest. Hits me right in the chest. I'm like, yeah, this is a good one. And it's just like, if I was, right now, that's a good one. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. For those who see me on YouTube, if you like this new, I want to say new, it's same me, but like redesigned me. How do you like it? Let's go for it. For those on the podcast, let me know how y'all feel, how y'all think. This has been the House of Darkner dual wielding recording on Real Talk about Aladdin 2019. I will see you soon. I'm talking to both. I'm looking at the camera and I said I will see you soon. I'm looking at the mic and I'm saying I will see you soon. Everyone have a good day. I'm Ric Flairing it. Woo!